Hey y'all, it's Vicky. Welcome back. Today I have for you guys another one of my favorite types of videos, a hair video, specifically a vintage hairstyle video. I'm gonna be showing you guys how I do a good old classic, well, define classic because the way I do it might not be so classic, but a good old vintage poodle updo. This is for me the easiest, quickest, and most effective way that I've found of doing this type of hairstyle. For me specifically, I have pretty long hair, normal than usual for folks that are into the vintage style. So some of the hairstyles can sometimes be a little bit harder for me to do. When it comes to hair, sometimes I can be very lazy, especially when you're working with a lot of hair. It gets tiring. So I'm always looking for the easiest, fastest ways to do things. Traditionally, ladies set it into curls, which they then put up, and I'll talk about that in a little more detail. But I didn't do any of that. So this is like my easy way. Like you can go from this to the hairstyle that I'm gonna show you. Okay, so the very first thing that you're gonna wanna do is brush your hair and get all the tangles out. For obvious reasons, you don't wanna do pin curls with tangled hair because they won't turn out as nice and you're gonna have a bad time. After your hair is all nice and brushed, you are gonna apply some sort of styling product. I'm using mousse here to slick my hair back because I'm gonna put it up in a bit. But you can use something else like pomade, which really helps make things neat and those hairs stick to the sides. The reason I didn't want to use too much product was because I wasn't gonna wash my hair this day. And as you can see here, I am sectioning a part of my front hair to the side for later. But now that that is done, you're gonna wanna take your hair, brush it back, and put it up in a really high ponytail. I like to flip my head over, and God bless me because I am like struggling here to show you guys, but I was trying to do my best, guys. How I am flipping my hair over just to ensure that it's right at the top of my head, so that's where you want it to sit, and making sure that the sides are more or less kind of smooth because you don't want any bumps on the sides of your head, even though I kind of have a few, but we'll go in and fix that. So once you have everything tied up, I did 2 hair ties just to secure it really in place. I'm applying a little bit more spray to tame down some of the frizzies. And once that's done, you get right into the pin curls. And I'm just starting at the front of my head. So taking a strand of hair about maybe like an inch thick or so. I'm not sure how you measure that really, but just see how much hair I'm taking here. It really depends up to you on how much you want to use. And I'm pinning those with bobby pins, doing my best to hide the bobby pins, even though I'm not the best bobby pin hider. I would not win a competition in bobby pin hiding. But good thing that's not really a thing. And as you can see, obviously I did not put my hair in pin curls. I didn't curl it before this. Traditionally, or for the most part, ladies curl their hair, and then after their curls are set, they put their hair up, like kind of, what's the best way to describe it? Almost like a mohawk. They put it up with bobby pins and combs and slick everything up to the sides, and then it's kind of like the curls are just sitting at the top of their head. They may pin some into place to make them a little bit more neat, but that's not my strategy. I feel like for me, because my hair is very long and heavy, that'd be a little bit difficult. I could probably do it, but it's not gonna last unless I'm using a ton of bobby pins and stuff, which I'm already using here. So that's why I really like this method for me, that I have really long hair. So hopefully you can find this helpful. And even if you don't have long hair, this method could still work for you. Okay, so now that I've done a few pin curls at the top of my head, I'm going to move on to that strand of hair that I sectioned off earlier. Creating the pin curls in this front section of my hair is really gonna help me determine what to do with the rest of my hair. Like if I need to move some of the pin curls more towards the front or the back, getting the front section done sooner than later is important because it really helps frame your face and make a whole lot of a difference. At least for me, it does. After that, I am moving on to the rest of the pin curls. I'm doing my best here to show you guys what I did in the back, but it's really hard to do your hair when you're not looking in the mirror. But you get the overall gist of it. I basically just did pin curls all around that ponytail, hiding the rubber band and pinning them all into place. And as you probably know, there really isn't like one way of doing poodle hair. If you wanted a more messy look, I would go with probably thinner pin curls. It's just gonna take you a little bit more time, but it helps you fluffen them up and make them a little bit messier. You can also pull on the pin curls like I'm doing here to make it a little bit more fluffy and loose. Sometimes I do it bigger and fluffier, but this day I decided to go with a bit of a tighter poodle. And next, as you can see here, I'm just tightening things up and pulling up any loose strands and whatnot with bobby pins. But after that, you're done. Just don't try to go through any metal detectors with this style.
David Moore. Looking good, brother.
And that's it. this is the way that I do my poodle hair. For me, this is the easiest way of doing it, especially when you're feeling lazy and you don't feel like setting your hair and you just want to do it. Also, when you have long hair, things tend to get pretty heavy. So having that ponytail up there as base to hold your pin curls up in place really helps. And this is pretty secure. I've worn this hairstyle like from super early in the morning all the way till end of day, and it looks really good. And like I said, you can always adjust the size of the curl. So the smaller of the hair strand that you're pinning into a curl, the more defined of a type of curl like it's gonna look, but also it's gonna take you a little bit more time. So it's up to you. You can do thicker, bigger pin curls at the bottom, and then as you get closer to the top, do smaller ones to make them a little bit more defined. I kind of didn't do too many defined ones today, but I'm kind of in a rush and I have to go right now. If you like this video, subscribe for more videos like this one. As always, send you a big virtual hug wherever it is that you are in the world, and I'll see you next time. Bye.